Sorry about that. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, we've got a great item for you today. It's an item we don't run a lot of on the silver side. This is the peace dollar. So the peace dollar came along in 1922. The Morgan dollar came to an end in 1921. And then they came up with the peace dollar. Of course, World War II had ended, and they said, hey, it's the peace dollar. And that went to went to 1835 before they didn't make. Now, think about this, from 1835. There was a few exceptions along the way, but they were special issuance type coins. We didn't make a silver dollar in this country again until 1986. And it was so funny because I was researching the dollar. So the first silver dollar minted by the United States was in 1795. It was the flowing hair dollar. They only minted it 1 year, and then they changed the design a little bit in 1796, changed it again in 1798, all the way to 1804. And then we stopped making them. There was enough in circulation. See, we weren't big into continually adding to the money supply. Didn't have to. That's how you have no inflation. The United States didn't mint another silver dollar again until 1836. And then the seeded dollar came along. This was the first silver coin that was widely circulated for. In other words, it lasted more than 5-6 years. The design, the seeded dollar, had a run from 1840 to 1873. Which at the time, that was the most amount of years that a silver dollar was ever minted. Then they went to the trade dollar, and that went to 1875, and then, of course, the Morgan dollar, 1876 to 1921. Remember, the Morgan dollar, that really was 1876 to 1904. And then they didn't mint any from 1904, and then 1921 they minted tons of them. Then the peace dollar came in. And then, like I said, the next silver dollar that we minted outside, we did some special one, like an Ike dollar that was silver, but those were specialty things. Wasn't until silver.
And the Ike dollar, Joe, they did make some for circulation, but they were clad. They weren't silver.
Correct. The ones that were silver were specialty. They had dollars, they just weren't silver dollars. And then, of course, obviously the Silver Eagle came along in 1986. These are what in the old silver dollar industry, if you will. We have what we call the call dollars. Those are the worst of the worst. Okay, so those are worn flat. Maybe you can read the date. Maybe you can't. They're rough. They're all black. That's not what we're talking about here. These are what we call VG pluses. These are, circulated. These are, hey, you're going to be able to read everything. Some are a little better than others, but they're decent, solid-looking peace dollars, and that's what we have. We have 35 rolls of them. Our cost on a peace dollar in this condition, just my cost, is $31.75. We have these 35 rolls at 75 cents a coin below cost. So $620 a roll for these peace dollars. That is well below This is what a lot of the guys out there that sell the called dollars for, which are just, like I said, worn flat, can't read the dates, they're black and all this stuff. This is huge value here. When looking at it, this is something at $620. Probably should be, $675, $680. That's kind of the normal range. I've got 35 rolls of peace dollars. This was the last silver dollar minted by our government in any type of, for distribution, for circulation, up until really 1986 when they started to make the silver eagle. You got to remember, and the silver eagle is not meant for circulation, right? People that don't know what they're doing will take a silver eagle and take it to the store, but obviously it's not meant to be spent that way. So rolls of peace dollars below cost. So a roll of them is $15 below our cost at 800-951-0592. And we had dimes and quarters that was almost below cost. Jason, now we got peace dollars this week below cost.
Correct. And these silver dollars, if you're looking for nice silver dollars, these aren't going to be really nice. And so just like Joe said, that's a good way, very good condition. Some might be slightly below very good. Some of these are very fine or maybe even extra fine. So there's a good range, but they're all circular. These were used. These were spent. So they're all good coin, no holes. They're not all banged up and messed up. You can read the dates and the mottos on these. But you'll get a nice little range of dates and range of conditions. And, for circulated coins, Joe, this is a great price for circulated coins. Now, if we were doing AUs, the price, what would the price be for AUs or uncirculated?
You put me on the spot here. I'm going to guess. I'm guessing.
Just guess.
I'll look it up here. But my guess would be on AUs, we'd be approaching $40 a coin. That's
$800 a roll. $800 a roll if you got nice ones. So you get your price way below that. The same amount of silver, Joe. Maybe with some of the wear, there's slightly less silver, but when you sell circulated, like when we sell the quarters and the dimes, all these circulated 90% silver, we sell it at 7.15 ounces of silver per roll for a roll of quarters or 2 rolls of dimes. However, if you had uncirculated or almost uncirculated, there's actually more silver than that. The 7.15 is a number that accounts for some of the wear when we sell those coins, because they're circulated. Same thing with these guys here. There's, it's got all the silver in it and just not the price of a nicer coin. So I think it's a great deal. There's only 35 rolls, so Joe, this could go pretty quick.
Yeah, 800-951-0592 and put them away. This is a great entry point into the old silver dollar market. You're just not going to get a better deal. That's why we do it. I wish we had 500 rolls, but we've got 35. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, we're coming right back after the break. (800-951-0592) Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. Peace dollar rolls. You get 20 peace dollars in the roll below cost, 75 cents below our cost. $620 a roll at 800-951-0592. Yesterday, man, I screwed up the special so bad. So I'm honoring it again today on the $10 Liberties. I want to say this, by the way. I only have 50 $10 Liberty left. I apologize. Yesterday I first said the price was $21.75. Then I said it was $11.75. Both of those were wrong. They're $1,075. If you buy 10 or more, $1,065. I know Jason tried to save me, but I just was out to lunch on it. So I have 50 of those left. And then on the $5 Liberty, since I screwed it up, I'm running these again. 1 through 19 on the $5 Liberty gold pieces at $565. 20 or more at $550. So, Jason, we've got bargains all across the board. Obviously, the piece dollars. Anytime you're buying below cost, that's what you want to do. And you're buying below my cost. So that's what makes it great. Gold right now is still down $3, $19.32. Silver right now, $22.80 as Jay Powell continues to talk. The headlines were made early. As Jay Powell said, more rate hikes are coming, and inflation won't go down for another 18 months. Hopefully, because the prices they won't go lower. They'll just stop going higher. So there you go. So there's, I don't want to always be negative. By the way, credit card rates. The average credit card interest rate just hit a new all-time record high. And this is people with good credit. This is nuts. 20.69%. 20.69%. Man, these banks, they don't miss a beat, do they? Right? Interest rates, we're between 5 and 5.25, and somehow good credit. That's if you got good credit, 20.69. Bad credit, I don't even want to know. They didn't say in the article, Jason, but it is shocking how expensive if you don't pay those credit cards off. And of course, we know credit card balances are now at new record highs as well.
Yeah, I said I got that offer in the mail, offering me 31.74% interest on a credit card. I'm sure if I applied maybe with good credit, they would have been a lower rate, but that was what they were offering, and I have no idea who would open that. And you mentioned this before. A lot of people just do it to get the credit card, but I don't know who would look at that and think that that's a good idea. It's like stepping into a bear trap and knowing it's there and just stepping on it anyways, but it's interesting. The banks will do anything to get their piece, Joe. I talked to somebody about paying off a loan. And I can't remember what the loan was. It was a car loan or it was a home equity, whatever it was. But they were paying off a loan, and they didn't know exactly. Of course, when you go to pay off a loan ahead of time, you don't really know what the payoff is because the interest is building up over the. So this guy pays the loan off.
But you don't know the exact number. You got to have the bank tell you what the exact number is.
Right, and apparently the procedure is call the bank and get a number and then pay it. But this guy he sent above what he owed. He figured, well, if I'm over, they'll send me a check. Right, that's what he figured. But this is what the bank. This is what the bank requires if you do it that way. At least in this guy's situation, he paid off the loan and extra money was there. They sent him a bill for an interest payment that's owed for before that payment was posted. So he had like an extra $300 sitting there in that account. But he called him and was like, look, just apply some of that $300. And no, that's not how we do things. You must send a payment for this accrued interest, and then we will send you a check for the extra. I mean, just to get a few more dollars. Here's the thing. They're probably hoping that, that somebody doesn't pay that extra payment or it gets lost in the mail. I mean, every penny, right?
Well, I paid it up. I paid more than I owed. So, you got to be careful, right? There's always the fine print on everything. Then they talked in this article about the 0% cards and said, but you got to be, there's a time, you got to pay it off by this time. And then those 0% cards, after that initial time is up or you're late on a payment, they say the average about 24% on those cards.
Man,
wow!
How many dollars in interest does somebody want to pay, Joe? What percent you're already paying? How many hours of your yearly income to federal income tax and just taxes in general? You're probably putting one third of your time and energy at your job is going to taxes. You get involved with credit cards, what are you doing? Another 10% of your daily life at your job paying towards interest? I mean, that's what's going to happen if you get involved with high-interest credit cards, Joe. It's definitely a trap, just like the college loans. Well, it's a trap.
Bloomberg Intelligence is saying restaurant sales are finally starting to buckle. We'll see. We'll see here. This is going to be interesting. We know the retailers are struggling. All of them have said, man, sales are just down, down, down. But now Bloomberg is reporting that second quarter restaurant sales, inflation is killing the appetite. Consumer spending finally has buckled under 2 years of inflation and price hikes. Maybe another little sign here that this slowdown that we've been waiting for, maybe a little closer than we thought. We'll have to wait and see. Patriot Radio News Hour. Get those peace dollars before we run out of them. $620 a roll. Jason and I will be right back. $800-951-0592. We got 21 rolls of peace dollars left. They're below cost. You can't get better than that. $620 on the peace dollars. These are going to be the, VG. They're not worn out. You can read all the dates. They're not going to be, AU brand new but decent quality, $620 a roll. $10 Liberties. We got about 40 of those left. 1 through 9, 1,075. 10 or more, 1,065. Yes, that is the actual price. I apologize. My brain's been everywhere this week. And then, of course, the $5 Liberty. Since I screwed it all up yesterday, honoring those as well. $5.65 on $5 Liberties, 20 or more, $5.50 at 800-951-0592. The peace dollars I do not have on the website. So the peace dollars you do have to call. And just call up. Listen, it's so easy. Just tell the girls, hey, I want the peace dollar special. They're going to ask you how many you would like. There's no bait and switch. We don't try to upsell you or do any of those things. We don't call you. We don't email you. We don't do anything. Next time you hear from us is when you call us again. 800-951-0592. So Bloomberg saying restaurant traffic fell 5.5% in May, and saying that the consumer now starting to show the stress. And they're saying, hey, from Cheesecake Factory to McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King, all levels of restaurant have had a decrease in traffic. Now, they've all raised prices, but now they're getting to the point where, hey, the decrease in the traffic is more than what they've increased the prices. So even same-store sales are starting to fall.
Wife's father.
You're good.
On Father's Day, and Joe, it's we actually felt comfortable just staying. It was the first nice day without rain we've seen in a while, so we sat outside. We actually stayed there so long. We watched people going into the movie theater, and then we sat there so long. We saw those people leaving the movie theater. So we were there that long because we were talking and just visiting. We felt comfortable because, hey, when the restaurant's full, you're taking up spot and you're taking money out of the waiter's hands or the waitress's hands, and very sparsely, And then I noticed the pizza place that's on the other side of this restaurant that we were eating at, it was gone, so they couldn't afford to be there anymore. So, I don't know, the restaurants may be starting to slow down around here, Joe. I don't do a lot of eating out, but I pay attention.
Well, I have a lot of friends in that bar restaurant industry, and thankfully they're doing okay, but they're really good establishments. But I'm starting to see all of a sudden, hey, that taco shop that had been there for the last 3-4 years gone. You're starting to see those things. So just kind of funny, since you told the Father's Day story, we went to the same restaurant for Mother's Day and Father's Day. Mother's Day, it was like a not quite, about an hour and a half wait. Because this was a place, no reservations, an hour and a half wait. Father's Day, 20 minutes. Now, I don't know,
barbecue time.
Same exact place.
It's barbecue time, right?
Right?
Just grill it up and be cheaper. Don't pay the markup.
800-951-0592. Get those specials put away. Jason and I were coming right back with the half-empty cup.